Hi, everyone. Okay, today's March 8th, 2021, and it is known traditionally as International Women's Day. So I've been really prompted to do a video for today. And it's interesting where this inspiration and this guidance has come from. It is actually been brought through by Princess Diana, who I love and adore. And if anyone was known as an international woman, it certainly is Princess Diana. And she may be bringing a message about Harry and Meghan and her grandson Archie. Like, I'm just feeling so emotional. I usually, I am not known as a channel, or of course I'm known as a channel. I'm not known as a medium. And I don't even really know if I'm quite doing mediumship here, but she certainly is here. She's present. I was washing my dishes about an hour ago, and like the message came through, sit down and make a video. I'm here. I want to do this. And I went through, I tested it. I tested it with everyone to make sure that her and her family are okay with it on a soul level. We will see what comes through. And so she also wants everyone to know that this is not only a message for just, women, being International Women's Day, which of course, I've always said every day in my book is International Women's Day. But anyway, she said this is for a message regarding the divine feminine and how, you can relate it to any gender through that divine feminine energy. And Diana certainly was the embodiment of the divine feminine energy. I took a quick look at her natal chart prior to going on. I am 3.5 months older than Princess Diana. And so we have quite a few of the transpersonal planets and personal, and even I was surprised at the personal planets that we had in common. So interestingly enough, this video is coming off of my Saturn Returns series of videos, and Princess Diana and I have exactly the same Saturn in Capricorn at 27 degrees. She was born July 1st, 1961, and I was born on March 11th. So interesting how Saturn retrograded back to that degree, or stayed. I don't know if it would stay that long for 3.5 months. But, so I don't know. But anyway, so that, I've always felt a deep resonance to her. She's the only royal I've ever watched their wedding, and she's the only royal I've ever watched their funeral. And if anyone was an international woman, I would say it would be Princess Diana. And to this day, we know, I'm getting emotional, that she was beloved by many, many, many people. Many people all across the globe did watch that wedding. I was in Syracuse, New York. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch it in 1983. And then her funeral was also aired, and we watched that too here. I was living in Manhattan at the time. So let's see. Where are we going? Okay. I'm not really, I can do mediumship work. That is not what I do. You all know I'm an Akashic record reader. I did open up the Akashic Records, my Akashic Records. And so Diana is actually working through the records, and she's working in tandem with the guidance of my guide and the records guides. So that's how we're going to leave it today. And just so you know, I do have soul lineage with Diana. I've been shown very specific lifetimes of where we came from the same biological lineage. And so this is part of my resonance with her also, as well as her being a sister water sign who was born in the exact same year, exact same Saturn in Capricorn, and of course our Neptune and our Pluto and our Uranus, they're all in the same signs. And actually, I think we had a couple others. The other thing about Diana, too, is her Venus was in Taurus. And so Taurus, we know, is like the queen. And, she was regal, even though she never made it officially to that title, but that's what she was being groomed for. And she was known as the Queen of Hearts. So talk about like Taurus, that Taurian, that bounty, that mother energy, that divine feminine earthy energy as love embodied. And so we're going to start with an overall message for International Women's Day. And the first deck I'm using, I was guided to pull the Divine Feminine Oracle by Meggan Watterson. And she's written a really interesting book called Mary Magdalene Revealed. So, and she incorporates all of the 7 Gospels of Mary Magdalene. So you can check that out too. But this is a really cool deck. It incorporates not only goddesses and ascended masters, but also women who she associated who really were here to advance the spiritual evolution of this planet. So we'll be picking a card from here, and then we're also going to use the Love Your Inner Goddess card for International Women's Day. And these are by Alana Fairchild. There we go. And what did I do with them? I'm like, okay, I have the box where the cards here they are. Okay, so let's just tune in here for a second. Okay, first and foremost, we're going to choose the woman who would wish to come through and bring us a message here today on International Women's Day 2021. And so, here we are. Oh, there we go. Oh! I love this. So, and I might have to use a little bit of the book because I'm looking for my glasses here there. I don't quite know everything by heart about everyone in this deck, and because these are not always known women or goddesses or ascended masters. And so I never heard of Marguerite Porete until I bought this deck. And she is one fascinating woman. And the message about her is the mystic of divine love. Oh, I'm feeling Diana's energy too. So this is like Diana bringing this message to everyone along with the rest of the divine guidance. So Marguerite Porete was the mystic of divine love. Love is divine and I am nothing except love. What a perfect message. Love is divine and I am nothing except love. Oh, I'm seeing like Marguerite here and Diana here. Okay, so I do feel Marguerite was a part of a French order called the Beguines, and these were women who gathered in spiritual community, but they were not nuns and they were not priestesses, but they were women who were devoted to enlightenment. They were women who were devoted to spiritual practice and devotion to really build a stronger connection to God, Goddess, to the divine. And Marguerite was one of these women who was teaching, who was voicing that she was nothing but love and that God is love. And she did, I believe, end up being persecuted for it and executed for it. And so, and we just said that Diana's the Queen of Hearts. and that is nothing but love. So Marguerite, I'm going to see, where is she here? Yeah, the one thing I don't like about this deck is that it is not in any kind of order or number. And so it's like, oh, I have to dig around for it. That's my one little not so. Of course, I opened right up to it. Probably didn't even need to look at the page number. So it says, Marguerite Porret is the essence of divine love and the truth that all we are is love. So she was a French Beguine. She was born in the mid-13th century. The Beguine movement was a spiritual revival among women in the late Middle Ages that emphasizes an imitation of Christ's life. These Beguines, or holy women, lived together in a semi-monastic community. They were not nuns, they didn't take formal vows, and they could leave at any point, but they lived with shared spiritual intention. Gorgeous. And so she wrote a book that was a spiritual masterpiece called The Mirror of Simple Souls. And it says it reveals the spiritual process that she went through to be transformed by divine love. And in quotes it says, I am God, says love, for love is God and God is love, and this soul is God by the condition of love. Okay, so this is revolutionary for that point in time, right, for the Middle Ages. And it's saying by 1306, the Bishop of Cambrai deemed her work heretical and condemned it to be burned in Marguerite's presence. It still was, but love always prevails. And maybe that's the overall message for this video, and I can stop now. That Diana and Marguerite are here to let all women know, to let all humans know, to let all beings know that love always prevails. And so Marguerite was arrested as a heretic and a free spirit. Okay. She was not only arrested for being a heretic, but for being a free spirit. So think about that for a second. Which included the belief that humans could achieve union with the divine. So yes, it says that she underwent an unprecedented trial, just like Joan of Arc, and that she ended up being burned at the stake in 1310. Whew. Okay, I can feel that. Sorry, but she, her text, though, that she wrote lived on and on and on. It was, even though they tried to burn every copy, love always prevails. And Diana, being the embodiment of love, being the Queen of Hearts, she also is here with that message for us, with Marguerite, that love prevails, that we are but love, that since the divine is love, the source of all that is love, and that we are a part of that source, that we are nothing but love. And so I'm going to now pull a goddess card. And which one is it? Oh, Live Your Inner Goddess, for more insight into what Marguerite and Diana are saying here. Ah! I love it. Okay, so we ended up with the Gelato Goddess Oracle. With the Gelato Goddess, there are many, many, many flavors of ice cream across the world, right? Even what do we have? Like, what is it, 32 or 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins? They actually have a number in their name. So this, just like the multitude of types of gelato, of ice cream, of anything, there are multitudes and many variations of women in the divine feminine energy and the divine feminine energy of love. Okay? And so, love is, I don't even really like to, we all have that divine feminine energy within us. So this is not like just for a gender, but the love usually resides in the heart. And since love is residing in the heart is associated with the divine feminine energy. Divine consciousness is associated with the third eye. And so with this goddess energy of this variety of different women allows us all internationally to come together in this one singular essence that is divine. And this is what we are unifying today through International Women's Day. Is not the celebration. Yes, we can celebrate being women all we want, and yay, we're with our sisters. That's all good. I think that's great. I think that's awesome. I think that's great to put intention to. But the overall message that Spirit is bringing is that of the way we create this unity consciousness, whether it be international women or whatever kind of group that you associated with, is to expand that and to say, we are all love. We are all divine. The divine is love. Therefore, we are all love. And love always conquers all. And love always prevails. And sometimes, it's been a kind of it's been a rough year. Let's face it. International Women's Day, March 8th. We are going into, at least in the States, the first year anniversary, right, of this change in our lifestyle. It happened here. Well, it happened when I was living in LA on March 12th, literally the day after my birthday. So it's an easy day for me to remember. So we are approaching this 1 year anniversary. And more than ever, I do feel that this message from the Queen of Hearts, this message from Marguerite Porete, this message from Spirit is one of perseverance, of remembering that love always prevails, that we are love and it always prevails, and to no matter where we are, to go into that higher vibration, Okay, so then going beyond that, I do have to tell you that when I was tuning into Princess Diana, before I started the camera, I was getting this huge vision of a sort of like a hieroglyph on a temple in Egypt of her as a young girl holding a lotus. Okay, and so to me that really is signifying that I'm clearing something. I don't know what that's about, but there may be things in that lifetime for her, but she definitely is associated with this symbol, with the Egyptian mysteries, and with the lotus, right, the flower of enlightenment, and also of the mystical, of the mysteries, because it feels like it's a blue lotus. Okay, so here we are. She is asking for, this is an overall message. It's like I'm really hesitant about doing the message about people who are still living in this context. And so I'm feeling like, we just had, she's like, this is your message. This is your message. Oops. She's like, share your voice. She's like, I want to say this. Share your voice. So there we go. Okay. And look at it. This is, of course, it's the pyramid. She's like, yes, share your voice. I am here. We spent a lot of time together. Anybody who has been a part of the Egyptian mysteries, whether you're a priest, priestess, it doesn't matter, of Hathor, of Horus, whoever. She said, those of us who are here in any and all time frames during the golden age of Egypt. I'm like, Europe. Like she was saying Europe, but she's saying Egypt. We've all come back. And she's saying, I've never left. I'm here. You just can't see me in the physical form. But she's like, I'm here. I'm always watching over this planet. This was my duty, she's saying. Oh, interesting. What a like royal kind of word, right? This is my duty. This is my duty. Coming off of the Godhead, it is my duty to be here and overlook this planet and to hold the vibration of love at the unconditional level of purity of the divine. She's saying, share your voice. I shared my voice. And she said, yes, my ending was not particularly good, but we are moving away from those kinds of scenarios. This is the darkness before the dawn. This doesn't mean, she's saying, that we are in a space where everything is going to be rosy. She said no. And just like me, this will be her 60th birthday this year as Princess Diana in that incarnation. And she said, I remember every moment of that life and every moment where I could have brought more love to the planet. And she's just reminding us that we have the capability, even in the darkest, darkest, darkest moment, because we are still in the cave of humanity here. We're still in the cave. And and so we know this is a 5-year. Throat chakra, share your voice. She said this is the year where the throat chakra can be healed and we can be transported over to this divinity of the pyramid, up into that high vibrational frequency. And she said there will be more like her who will show up, maybe for me, but even more so. I know Amanda Ellis has been doing a lot of channeling. She channels Diana a lot, and other beings that Diana brings through. And I do feel that Diana is really, through what Amanda Ellis's work and through now today this work, because it's the first time I've ever publicly channeled, worked with someone who is quote unquote famous on a public venue. And she may be bringing more people in, part of her soul tribe of love through here. I do feel that Marguerite Porret is certainly a part of Princess Diana's soul tribe of love, by the way. Absolutely, without a doubt. Okay, so the other thing about the share your voice, Marguerite did not back down. She was so devoted to that message of love that she was bringing to the planet that she'd rather die than to deny the divine messages that she was given. We, thank God, are moving beyond that. However, that doesn't mean that persecution has gone away of what we are saying. And so just know, though, that the more that we even speak our truth to ourselves, affirm that we are love, affirm that we are love embodied, affirm that we are here to bring unconditional love to the planet, that this will begin to heal the throat chakra so that we can speak at the highest vibration. I am getting, I know the astrology around from like July to October, Jupiter is going to go retrograde. And Diana's birthday was July 1st. And so she's saying that time frame, and Jupiter is in Aquarius. And Diana was actually born with Jupiter in Aquarius. That's one planet we don't have alike. So she was born with Jupiter, one of the bigger planets that we don't have alike, because my Jupiter's at 29 Capricorn, which is the last degree, and so she's at 5 Jupiter in Aquarius. And so she's saying with the Jupiter in Aquarius influence and it going retrograde, that the expansion of Jupiter is retracted. And so this retraction. She's asking us to do our best not to retract, not to contract, not to retract, not to retract our belief in love, like Marguerite, not to contract sharing our voice. And she said, this is a message about love. And so what's the deal with love? We speak with love. We speak with love. She said, please bring that message of love to the world. And she said, it doesn't have to be like this. You don't even have to say the word love. But you know, any healing, any good word that you bring to another, that is spreading the message of love. And we need that, especially since we have not been able to speak clearly for almost a year now due to physical impediments. And she's saying, even with physical impediments, we can still send the vibration through words of love. Okay, now I'm going to ask about, she's guiding me to pull a card overall. And this is, my favorite, the Work Your Light deck. This also has a lot of Egyptian imagery, so I knew this was the deck to pull. This is by Rebecca Campbell, and for Diana, and also too because she was known as like the English Rose, and this deck, it has the Sisterhood of the Rose card, and Diana kept on showing me the Sisterhood of the Rose card, so I'm like, okay, here we go. And so this is a message she wants to bring to us about Harry and Meghan and her grandson Archie. Whoa. Okay, there we go. You saw that like kind of flip. Oh, there's two of them. Okay, cool. What did we just talk about? Oh, my. Talk about the rose, right? There we go. And this is the ever unfolding rose. It's not happening to you. It is happening for you. Okay. Being cracked open. And then the leap. And so the message she's bringing more is about, is about the what Harry and Meghan and Archie as a familial unit have brought to the planet, and how we can utilize what they are sharing in our own daily lives. And she said, first and foremost, the ever unfolding rose. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Now, this message is, actually, I'm sorry. No, it's like, it's the opposite. Wait a second. It's the leap. It's like, take a leap. The universe will catch you. She said, this leap card is exactly what Harry and Meghan decided to do. And Archie too, of course. And so with this leap card, excuse me. Oh boy. Okay, we're clearing something. And we may all be sending healing to the situation. This family unit has decided to break away in an unprecedented way from the royal family. Now we know that we have been, and we're still like in a little bit of Capricorn because Pluto's still in Capricorn, and we know Pluto is like the planet of death and transformation. And so having Saturn in Capricorn the last year, and Jupiter in Capricorn, and Pluto in Capricorn, this is about the changing up and the switching up of old, familiar, traditional structures, such as governments. Could that be like the monarchy? Yeah, might be, huh? That might qualify, right? And so they took a leap of faith to actually break away from the monarchy, from a very traditional role that especially Harry himself was born to. And I'm not saying that he disrespected anyone by doing this, Not at all. I am feeling angst in this decision of like, should I stay or should I go? And what really is a part of his soul contract with Meghan was that he had the opportunity to marry plenty of women who were a part of the very traditional, who were groomed for the system that he was born into. They were a part of it and they were groomed for it to become a bride of a royal. And he took the leap of faith and went with someone who was not obviously British or from the UK, who was American. And I believe she's Canadian too. I don't follow these people, so I'm kind of like, okay. I believe Meghan, I know she's at least half American. I know she's half African American and half white from what I've read. And so it's race and it was nationality, two things that are very outside of the traditional roles that he was groomed for and even that she was groomed for. And so the two of them soul-wise, this feels like it's a weird phrase, but an old contract. Like, I almost feel like the two of these souls have been trying to do this for a while. This feels like their third attempt, truthfully. That's what I'm getting. This is their third attempt to be together, to be happy, to break with convention, to show the other path, to show the individual path. Saturn in Aquarius now, Jupiter in Aquarius now, to show the path of individuality, to show the path of the soul, and to not necessarily, even in quite a difficult, heart-wrenching decision, still be able to break away from the pack and break away from conventionality. And so I do feel that there is, this, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. I do feel that there's still like that wrenching, that heart wrenching, especially with Harry, when it comes to the decision that he made. And the thing that Diana's bringing through about this is that sometimes she's saying that her son's the example of sometimes that we are, she's talking about taking the easy way out. She's like, sometimes the easy way out is not the way out of soul evolution and soul growth. That's not the way that the rose opens and is nourished to flower. And this is what she's showing me. And she said, we all the past year, at this 1 year anniversary point here in the United States, and maybe in Canada too, might be North America, or any country, if you know that date resonates with you, that is definitely this is a time where we all decided to be here. And if you're watching this, you already know this. We've all as soul decided to be here and to undergo whatever it is that this time frame served. This birth canal into the Aquarian age is serving for us and for humanity and our part of humanity, right? And so she said that she and her son contracted to bring him in so that he could really show this other path, a path that has been, yes, it has been broken in the past, but this time it was going to be done with the utmost love and integrity. And this time it was going to be done in such a way that the expression of the the old systems that potentially may have brought her down are now fading and dissolving away. And it's interesting, I keep on feeling like Harry and the Queen, like he also, it's almost like I feel this love for his grandmother, for Queen Elizabeth II, that he didn't want to disappoint her. I'm feeling it's like that, I want to disappoint her. I didn't want to disappoint her. But I knew being stagnant within that old system that she was able to thrive in was no longer pertinent to who he was as a soul, nor to his children in particular. And the message around the children is, because I believe that Meghan may have announced that she's pregnant with a girl on Oprah. I hope that's right. I read that. I'm going to go with that. But certainly for Archie and for any other children that are coming in, the children are going to be able to thrive outside of the old tradition, because the old tradition is transforming at a rapid rate. Even though we don't see it, it is unraveling, as we can see in just the world in general. That things have really unraveled to, to be deconstructed, to be reconstructed, right? So this is where we are at right now. And his children breaking out of that system can be of so much more service to humanity in this new role, rather than in the old role that Harry and Meghan, because when Meghan married in, she married into a role that they were expected to maintain and support and embody. And so I almost feel like Diana wants us to, just send prayers, send love. Congratulations, if you feel like, to Harry for taking this extraordinarily courageous leap forward into the unknown, outside of everything he was raised to be and to know. And she said, forget that my son's a royal. Forget the privileges that he's been born into. Just remember he's a soul who made that courageous step forward to change his life for the better. And that, she said, he is a living example of that for all of us. For us to come to that place of courage and to know who we are and to follow our hearts. I'm really feeling her. She's like, I hope if I taught my children anything, I taught them to follow their hearts and to love humanity and to be of service to humanity and to pick up where I left off. She said the one thing she wished she could have continued here is more work, especially with the children worldwide. She said that's the only, I knew my time was complete. But she said, yeah, I would have loved to still be on the planet for that purpose solely. And she said that there are those of you out there who she is giving a little tap on the shoulder to walk in her footsteps and to be of service to humanity. And she said, please don't think that you have to follow me exactly and work with children's charities or, the digging up of mines, visiting hospitals. She said that she is gathering up a huge soul tribe on planet Earth. That's why she's come today to me for this general, specific message for everyone, not just for me personally or for somebody I'm doing a reading for. And she's saying that she's gathering her team of light. She's like, I'm gathering my team of light. I'm tapping them on the shoulder. And I'm encouraging them to have the greatest amount of courage in their heart to be able to move forward with great purpose, to bring more love to this planet, and to be the embodiments of love, and to know that we are divine. That we are divine. Love is divine. Therefore, we are divine, right? So, love is divine. And we are divine. So, we are love. And this is such an important message to remember. And she said, this is an unraveling of at least 5,000 years of programming. At least. She's showing me 10,000. That yes, we are love. Yes, we are divine. And so, that message, Marguerite, talking about sharing your voice, Marguerite lost her life for that message. But today, I get to say that on YouTube without losing my life. And not being questioned and cajoled to not stand in, to break down my convictions. But I get to stand in them. So, anyway, okay, everyone, this was just a quick message, and I'm really like feeling, it's funny because the computer's like jumping like up and down, and it usually never does that. And so I'm feeling like that's like Diana's energy kind of like wagging the computer to let me know, because I'm not touching the computer. It's just kind of moving. And I'm like, I don't think I'm moving that much, right? So if the picture's a little wonky, that's what's going on over on this end. But until next time, she's sending so much love to all of us. She keeps on saying, remember you are love. Many blessings. Much love. Much, much love.